Too much fire, we went over that one. So that one's going to create the heat, the burning. We jumped on that one. So the last one is going to be too much bitter, which will probably never happen in most of our diets. But if you were to just do bitter herbs, this is, a lot of people are moving so far into one side of it, they get lost on what it used to be. They want 180 degrees from their other diet. So if you get too much bitter, you're going to start drying out. Just like if you get too much astringent. If you get too much of that astringent taste, it's just going to dry everything out. So then you're going to have whole new problems. This is going to cause things like psoriasis, osteoporosis. So like the Proactive, one of the side effects is that it causes joint problems in children because it's drying their joints out and it's causing bone weakness. So this is where osteoporosis is starting to come in. So sweet is great for building the bones and the tissue. Astringent is great for minimizing tissue. You gotta have both. If you have too much sweet, there's obesity, and there's cholesterol, and there's high blood pressure. If you have too much astringent, you have brittle bones. So you'll notice what happens over our lifetimes is we move from sweet to astringent. Like over our lifetimes, we're actually moving through all of these tastes. So we're moving through all of these energies. So wherever you are in your life is another reason to choose specific foods. So having the toolbox when you're making dinner for your entire family, if you decide this is what we're going to make for dinner, how do I customize it to everybody? You get a spice, you get a spice, you get a spice. And if you do a juice, like with me and my mom, I do not have the same conditions that she does. So I have a juice and she has a juice. This is her juicer, this is my juicer. Mine are all beets and hers are all greens. Because she needs more astringent and I need a little bit more sweet. More sweet. And let's see. So astringent we talked about, bitter. Any questions on any of the flavors and stuff before we go on? Because now we're getting into the fun part of it. It wasn't fun already. Okay, so now we're going to go through the blender stuff. Ta-da! So again, if you guys, whenever you want to use your little 20-minute breakthrough session, if you want your kids to use it, it's just 20 minutes with me. We can talk about whatever you want. And if you go through your notes and you're like, I have no idea what that meant, that's a good time. And you can just call and schedule them, or you can go online and check out our email, our Facebook, and that way you can just find me, and then we'll just have to sit down with whatever you want to talk about. So, do you guys want to start with the purple recipe or the green recipe? Do you want more astringent or more sweet?
I'll go with the purple.
Okay. Good choice, because it's smaller. Okay, so this one is called Heartbeat. Now, I do want to give you this website if you do like juicing, because this has been the most helpful website I've ever found. It's called juicerecipes.com. For some reason, every time I say that, people are like, juice what? Juicerecipes.com, because the wonderful thing about this is it gives you the whole formula, but then it also gives you what everything is for in every single one of these formulas, so that when you want to start cooking or making food preparation with these, you'll know what foods to choose, instead of just, oh, this recipe is good for this. So this recipe in particular is going to have carrots in it. Did you know that the high-quality vitamin C in carrots nourishes the skin and helps with psoriasis and also skin blemishes? So you might want to add carrots. Carrots also help with eyesight, and the beta-carotene in them help with macular degeneration, which is becoming an epidemic in this country. Carrot juice is a diuretic. It also has been shown that 68% your stroke risk actually goes down by 68% the more carrots that you eat per day. Lemons, we're going to have some lemons in here. So lemons are a natural diuretic. Lemons are, what flavor? Sour. Very good. So it's going to constrict. It's going to tighten everything up. Too much is going to cause irritation. Yeah. So these help with indigestion. So if you're ever having like the heartburn thing going on.
I feel so horrible.
Why?
My son trusts me.
You That is a story I hear from many a mom. And when they come in, you have good intentions and you're trying this thing. It's just it's just this one thing that you did. Like, I put it all over his face instead of doing the spot treatment, and he'll never let me do it again. And then they come in together, and I was like, wait, you put it all over his face? That's not what we said to do. So then we get things right. It's fine. There's so many mistakes made. The other thing in beets, do you guys like beets? Members of my family do not like beets. So beets also are a natural laxative, as well as apples. So if regular is ever an issue, this is a wonderful formula. Beets have actually been shown as the anti-cancer root. So all root vegetables. What are beets? They're earth. So they're earth and a little bit of fire. So they're transformative, grounding vegetable. The other wonderful thing that I love when I first learned this about apples, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Apples have so many amazing things with them. Pectin, it actually lowers your cholesterol levels. It increases your good cholesterol. It's good for digestion. It's good for your skin. It's good for your teeth.
About 20,000 phytonutrients.
Yes! Apples are amazing! There might even be more that they found now. So find your favorite apple. Like, we did this whole thing on Facebook where find your favorite apple. Like, do you like Fuji? Do you like Gala? I don't care. Just pull in and then start eating them. This formula is going to help with asthma. It's Alzheimer's preventative. We actually have an herb called the memory formula that is Alzheimer's prevention herbs. It's a combination of 5 different herbs, every single taste, plus 2 flavors in there. So it prevents against the damages in the brain. Okay, so you guys ready?
Do you sell that?
I do. Make those specific. Started making them for my mom, and then I realized the need is great because a lot of my clients have had their parents go through Alzheimer's. So, started making them. Okay, so this one is going to be 1 medium apple. Now we're going to do this one in the Ninja, so you have to cut everything up a little bit smaller because the Vitamix, you just throw it in. The Ninja, it'll get stuck, as I found out. Beetroot, we're going to do carrots, half a lemon, and a peeled orange. I personally changed these formulas by starting with aloe vera juice. Aloe vera juice is bitter and astringent. It also keeps the juices longer. I get this from Earth Fair. This is about $20 for this giant thing, and this will take me through about 3 weeks of juicing every day. Because this has a little bit of sweet, we're also going to make it a little bit sour. Dabble, do ya? It takes
The
over.
same son, actually, he believes in her so much, he will drink a cup of apple cider vinegar and swear
I
afterwards.
didn't give him a cup. I've never given him more than like a jigger shot glass.
So,
Daily, and it helps.
I take it that you're very sweet with your son.
He's an angel. I mean, I have 4 sweet boys. But
You know, the sweet taste also goes with the sweet behaviors, and so it's very grounding for children. So that's why they trust you. Like, trust is part of her. You know what fire is? It's basically the opposite. It's distrust.
Okay.
So if there's too much fire in a relationship, there's always a paranoia with it. So you are invoking sweet in your children. What are you invoking? It's a sandal in the house.
Sorry. I didn't know there was a sign on my forehead that said, pick on me tonight. I think I'm the one that was brought here, against my will.
Well, that's how you're going to get happy hour today. I picked up these beets just yesterday because my mom, she kind of cringes if she ever sees them in the house. Okay, so with the Ninja, you have to kind of blend and then try again, and then blend and try again. So I go in phases. The last time I taught a class, I could not figure out how in the world to get this lid on and off. Thank God one of the other members were there, and they were like, okay, do it this way, and then you have to find little arrows and make sure everything clicks down correctly, or it doesn't start. Again, here we go.
You gotta turn it the other direction. That's the same. There you go. No?
Same problem we had last time.
Doesn't the ninja have to, the little thing coming out of the bottom of it has to
The match. Line up.
line up with a hole in the top of the lid?
Yeah, it's the arrows have to come together.
Yeah, just see how underneath that's not lining up. This needs to come over that way more.
This is why this is the lesser market value.
Yeah, definitely. Now?
Alright, now. Okay, let's see if this works. And it did. It's like a repeat of the last class. What a beautiful color. I love it.
Let it go a little more. I didn't do that. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. So, just for you guys, we're going to add a little bit of turmeric. Now, you can use turmeric, like I have a friend that just slices these up and puts them in balsamic vinegar, and she eats them. Her husband gets a lot of swelling in his hands. He's a surgeon, and when she started doing that, his swelling stopped. So, you guys get a little bit of turmeric. I don't know about you, but I always feel weird about the tail.
Yeah, it's the rat tail.
Yeah. I'm always very nervous about the tail. And then we need your lemon. Now this recommends that you put the rind on. I found that in the Ninja, the rind doesn't work very well. You'll end up getting big chunks of it. So
If you were putting it in the Vitamix, you would include the rind.
yeah, we're gonna use the other half of this, and we're gonna throw it right in. Vitamix is awesome. Vitamix is the one I keep. Okay, here we go. Smelled sour. So the other thing I like to point out when we're doing juicing, smell the food that's on the table. Look what you ever eat that much food. You're definitely not going to get it oatmeal. Your kids are definitely not going to eat it like today is over. Or they're going to add this to the cheeseburger. So the one thing about juicing that I really, really love is that you get complete fruits and vegetables. You get everything that you would ever need in this beautiful pink drink. Okay, do you guys want the gourd, like the little stand-up cups, or do you like the more comfortable, it's okay if
I'll
you
give
spill
him
it?
one of those.
You need the still cup. Happy hour! Yes. Xandra, you want one?
Is that the only one you're gonna make?
Thank you. No, I'm gonna make the green one.
No, I was gonna say because I wanted the green. Not being picky or anything.
Okay, so taste them. Tell me what you think.
It's been a while since we had called because the big thing is the Vitamix.
Yeah, the Ninja, you just have to like blend and blend and
Right.
blend and blend. And this is why my mom gave up on smoothies at home. Now she's gone to like blueberry and yogurt. So the chunkiness. The nice thing about the celery, when I make juices here, I'll be in the middle of drinking it and all this thing will come out. My client's like, what is that? It's just celery. It's fine. Okay, so savor that one. Do you taste the apple cider vinegar? It's like a little twinge that goes with it, and a big part of it is the lemon. So this one is your sweet, touch of sour, very astringent. Okay? The next one we're going to make is pretty much going to be astringent and bitter. The apples do help a lot. Now, if you're going to drink this over a day, like I actually put this and I dilute it, and then I have it in a big bottle, and then I just keep adding all day long. So this becomes our meal. You can do these as fast, like a juice fast, if you ever want to just do a detox. Your kids can do this. This has become a huge thing with kids, the whole vegan diet. I don't know if you've heard that, but I have lots and lots, especially teenage girls that are going vegan. So how do you go vegan really easy? Juicing. There's no meat, there's no animal products. You can put whatever you want in here. So we're going to get a little bit of turmeric in there. This one calls for ginger. Which one is ginger?
Fire.
Yes, very good.
Thinking that.
Cheating the nose.
Now you know what? Ginger. Mary Ann. Ginger was fire.
There you go.
Mary Ann was earth.
See how you're getting the psychology of this down too? How all the elements work. Now you guys are going to go and be like, wait, which one are you? Funny story, I had a couple years ago that we did this whole thing with aromatherapy in our old salon. And we did the whole scents and like which ones worked for you, which ones you were more drawn towards, and there were different stations. And he went home with water, and we made like bath gels. And she went home with fire. You have never seen a bigger bathroom fight over who can be in the bathroom with that stuff going, because he hated her fire and she hated his water. And I was like, well, listen, if you guys are going to live together, you got to learn to live with your two elements. I'm sorry. And both their kids were just combinations of each. All right. So, yes, with the Vitamix, the only thing that I do with the lemon is I take it down to an easy little thing there. This one calls
So you said ginger is fire.
Ginger is fire.
I think of ginger as you're pregnant and you have indigestion. And you take that
Helps with
to
nausea.
nausea.
A little bit of ginger will help settle. Which one do you think nausea would come from? Which element? It's moving. It's like coming up. It doesn't want to settle.
Water? Air.
So nausea is a combination between too much air and too much space. Generally, there is no earth in nausea because nothing actually comes up. If there is something that comes up, like congestion, that are these elements trying to get rid of this in your body. So, if when you're pregnant, for instance, there's a lot of air moving as this other child, this other person is forming. So there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of fire, there's a lot of air, there's a lot of movement. So your body is just trying to get rid of the excess. That's why there's a lot of belching, a lot of flatulence, nausea, all kinds of crazy things happen when you're pregnant. So that's when all these get out of whack, because now you have another individual coming in with their own elements, and they get to be housed inside of your belly. So as they're kicking and screaming, your elements are all going out of whack. So the best way for a woman who's pregnant to stay in balance is to know the nature of her baby, which we do that too. I do a pulse diagnosis where we can tell you what the nature of your child is. There's other ways to do it too, but in the beginning, they're not active enough for you to really know. But once you know if they're fire, like are they more fire, are they more earth, what are they doing to you, then you can eat accordingly. There's also things that you can do in utero with music and different elements to see which ones are going to calm them by the time they come into this world. So then you know for the first 3 months when they're crazy, how do you get them to calm down? How do you give them earth without giving them too much earth? Because you don't want them to get sick. Okay, so I'm going to blend this round, because this is a nice thing of the Vitamix. Within one blast, all the sweet on. The other thing about the Vitamix is you got to make sure you have enough liquid in the bottom. If you don't, there's not enough space for water. It's amazing how much faster that is. How does the beet juice feel? How do you feel after drinking that?
Feel good.
Do you feel nourished?
Uh-huh.
Do you feel nourished?
I do, and I feel more balanced when I had that that fire that was spice.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the mustard seed or the one after that?
Mustard seed is the one that really kicks you.
Right. Was that the last one that was really
Turmeric was your very last one. That was the orange
bitter?
one.
But that was bitter.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was the mustard seed.
Mm-hmm. It was like as your your
Yeah.
throat starts going. Now, because I know that the last class we had some people that said it tasted like grass.
Like grass?
Like grass. We're gonna put some local honey. So, local honey, I think, is a great way to get
Well,
ahead
honey
of the
taste
season.
change it from grass to.
Yeah, you don't need very much.
Really?
Honey will take over real quick. Because honey's sweet. So honey takes over, astringent, bitter. You have to do a lot more astringent and butter to
And you wouldn't
counteract
put the
honey.
honey in the acne concoction until after like the third day.
The other thing I really love about the Vitamix is that I can turn it on, walk away, clean up everything, come back. You don't have to worry about sitting there with the button. Vitamix is just, I feel like it's the way to go, but it is a $500 machine. Oh, thank you.
I'll try that.
Some, thanks.
I wasn't as big a fan of the other one. I think it was the pulpiness part of it.
The beets, yeah, you have to sit there with that one and just keep grinding and grinding and grinding. The one we made the last class was orange, apple, and carrot. And it was pretty good. Pretty good about this one.
That's better. I mean, it would take me a while to drink it, but it's better.
So I recommend.
I would do better if it was cold, for one thing.
My mom says the same thing. She likes everything. She'll put ice in hers. I'm not a big fan of that. So what I do with her is I make these at night, and then I put them in the refrigerator, and then she can drink them throughout the day. When I make them first thing in the morning. I put them in a bottle. I take them to work because I'm here all day.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if I'm doing hair massage, like I don't have time for lunch. This is like the best lunch ever, and it keeps you going all day long. So if I know I have a long day, I make a fire. If I know I've got a lot of challenging stuff to deal with that day, then I might make more of an earth or astringent, just to kind of get me through the day, so that I stay balanced. If I start feeling very up here, that's going to be air. So if you create any type of space, it's like you're a floating balloon. But if you give it a little bit of earth, it brings you back out. So it's a great way to think about, like, what do I need in my diet? What do I need throughout the day? What kind of flavors? Even when you're walking through the grocery aisle, I'm hungry, I'm starving, I have a headache, I don't feel good. Think about, do I feel fiery? Do I feel, are the cups coming apart?
No, actually, I did it on purpose.
Do you feel fiery? Do you feel kind of dynamic? Like, do you feel kind of go with the flow? Do you feel spacey? Right? So if that's how it feels, then sushi might not be your best option for dinner. If you're feeling really heavy and weighted and sluggish, pizza may not be your best option. If you're feeling kind of sporadic and like bouncing off the walls, so the difference between spacey is just that you can't really see anything else around you. Where airy is kind of your hyperactivity. If you've got that, it's time to reel it in, and you need a little bit of earth and a little bit of water. Because if you do too much earth with air, it's just you're done. You're gonna be done for the day. You give it a little bit of water, softens it, and then you can get through the rest of the night. you want to go to sleep at night, for instance, too much earth is like Ambien. You're going to hit the sack and you might not wake up tomorrow when your alarm clock goes off. But if you give yourself some water, then you're going to relax into your bed and you're going to get your sleep.
Like drinking water?
Yeah, drinking water is a great way to do it. I recommend warm water at night because cold water is going to be more astringent quality of water. Where warming water is going to be more of an earth quality of water.
She needs to come to our house and live with us, and she can just tell us like any given time of the day. We need an app for this. Is there an app for this?
Why don't you?
Melody.
Why don't you hire her to be our personal chef?
Yeah.
I don't know if you want me to be a chef.
No, I don't want you to cook for me. Suggestions only.
Tonight we're having grass.
Yeah.
So when you guys
Oh,
go
a little bit of honey, so it'll taste better.
exactly, a little honey, a little bit of mustard seed. We're gonna make them feel better. So tonight when you go home, or when you start some of these practices with your kids, or when you go through your notes and you realize you keep coming into the same problem over and over again, that's the time to pull out your journal and, okay, I need 20 minutes to talk about this. And some people make a list. They come to me with a list for the 20 minutes. And I'm like, okay, let's get as many of those as we can. And we just go through them. And we don't go into the, okay, which one do you think you need? I just tell you, okay, that's a fire. You're going to need this. Okay, then write it down. That's an earth. You're going to need this. And same with your kids. So next we're going to talk about Ayurvedic psychology. We're actually talking about in animal terms. How do you identify your relationships with people, whether they be bosses, your kids, your husband and wife? How do we relate them to an animal that we can instantly know which energy they're in? So that's
Yeah, so we have celery. How much celery would you recommend for to make a drink for 8-ounce drink?
Okay, so this one says 3 stalks, but this makes 32
You
ounces.
said it was a Dr. Oz.
Yes, so
and
on
it's on the
juicerecipes.com, Dr. Oz green drink.
So it's Dr. Oz green drink.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you just made there, which
Yeah.
would be great for acne, you said.
Yes.
Okay.
So keep in mind that sometimes acne in kids that are in their teenage years can also come from their nervous system. Celery, so the nervous system is fire, it's your transformative, but it's also water because it's moving messages through the body, right? So if this is overactive, it's causing sensitivity, and if this is overactive, it changes the balance of hydration. Celery helps to calm the nervous system also. Great thing about food, they have multi-meanings. So celery, because it's got that astringent quality, it's also calming down the fire and the water. So celery is a great thing for all teenagers. If they like it, not unless it's with blue cheese and hot wings.
Yeah, but you know what? That's also good just to snack on celery.
Absolutely.
You know, it just
Celery and hummus. That's one of my favorite things. I never liked that as a kid. But hummus is made from chickpeas, which is more of a bitter astringent. Celery, bitter astringent. Great snack for them.
Great snack for school.
Mm-hmm.
well, I kind of cheat, but Thaddeus, our second son, likes the Trader Joe's cookie butter, peanut butter
You put that in the
on
celery.
celery.
So, if you're going to do peanut butter, there's one, it's a honey peanut butter, so it's a little bit sweeter, and if you're going to pack it, they need to have like a little thing of it. So they eat more of the celery and less of the peanut butter. But if that's what gets them eating celery.
Our kids eat great. They always do good vegetable.
Another one that I recommend for hummus is one called Roots. I get it from Earth Fare, and they have like lima bean hummus. They have chickpea. They have all different types of hummus made out of different vegetables, and they're all amazing. So if they're not into the chickpea hummus, they have different varieties that you can. They're in a great size, and that's what I use here for lunch a lot of times. The lima bean hummus is my ultimate favorite. The other thing about cucumbers is they help with connective tissue, and acne scarring is when the connective tissue breaks, and that's why they're getting those pitting. So cucumber celery combinations are very effective in the healing process. So even when you go to the honey version, when you start adding the sweet in, make sure that there's celery and cucumber in both formulas.
You got that?
Celery has been called the youth maintainer for that reason.
So you think the scar is reversible?
Yes, I've seen it. I'm an esthetician. There's all kinds of stuff in this building.
I was wondering, can I get my
So
oil changed
behind
out
here, we have hair, massage, and everything is in the back hallway. I own the whole room for that. We do body treatments, Ayurvedic treatments, sinus treatments.
Do you own this building?
I rent this space
Okay.
all of us are entrepreneurs and all rent different parts of this building. And then next door, there's a whole nother slew of the rest of us. They're all hairdressers. And I think there's one esthetician. Can we do it all? We just recently started doing classes. You guys we're in the first couple months of my classes. I just moved this room around. So, we've gone through all of our formulas. We have talked about we've just killed all the fruits and vegetables that were here. We talked about how much, like if you have too much of anything. We talked about how to balance things. Now, the only thing we have left to do is I have to give you your code for your free 20-minute session. Your code, and as your great gift for coming, you guys were amazing. It is JUICE, all capital letters, 20.
I hear that all the time.
So you're awesome?
You're amazing.
Yeah, you're amazing. Great energy! Great energy!
I'm so out of character for him to say that.
It's the beet juice! You gotta start giving him some beet juice on a daily basis.
It's probably. She's picking up.
Oh,
her
no
kids.
problem.
Why don't you go outside? God, me talk.
And you know what? We are finished
Okay,
with our
Polly.
presentation for tonight.
Okay.
Did you guys have any
That's
questions?
fine.
Anything that you can think of. Because you know what? Nobody ever thinks about them during the session. You don't think about it until you go home and
Okay.
you do it.
I don't know so much how this is related, but we've been married 23 years.